Guys, Red Band here with Red Band Models, and first live stream, sort of, with the modeling. Um, yeah, I've seen some people working on doing this type of style. Nobody's home right now, so I thought this would be a good time to do it. And I thought live stream would be a good way of doing it because, well, hey, new stuff. I might do this every weekend. I do have some news I want to share with you guys, but let's cover some bigger stuff, such as we met my year goal at least. I have at least 50 subscribers. Uh, I know 50 seems small, but small goals, yeah. And honestly, it's been so close to the end of the year. Um, like one night I was watching YouTube videos and I was like, hey, I wonder how high I am. I go and check it. Next day I go to school. Somebody at school goes, hey, you have 50 subscribers. It's like, wait, you have a YouTube channel? Yeah, I'm like, yeah. So they go and look at it. I'm like, hey, you have 50 subscribers. That's good. That's better than me. I'm like, what? I have 50? I have 48. So some point that happened. But yeah, so I was coming up with things to do. I had actually planned on something to do, which is show you guys my stash of models that I have. And you guys saw the video with current projects. Not much has changed, except I did get the one side tracks weathered and no, just ignore the wheels falling off. Weathered and painted and glued on here. They're workable, but you know. And then I have this other set here. That's Lincoln Length with I've had some sizing problems. Like that one has a little bit too much slack. Um, so what happened was on this one I actually made it way too big. And so I brought it downstairs. And my grandma was like, "How about you, like, use something else to measure it?" Because I had marked the previous one for the size down here. Well, it was a little big. Um, I wouldn't even make it to that mark. So I a while ago somewhere had a garage sale and in my neighborhood, and they left their sign up. And I'd been up there for like 2 months. So I was like, no, I wonder what that's made out of. Must be some sort of like poster board. Uh, it's more like a styrene plastic that's really flexible. I've used it for a few things, like on this, where the landing gear well is, because I wanted it to be in flight, and it really didn't have anything there to support the gear bay doors. Uh, Even though it was molded so it could be displayed in flight. I cut up some of this, and then this was stupid of me, but I was going to go and put, because you can see down through the grate on the Tiger, uh, and there's no detail inside of there. So I was like, I could just do a plaque card and just put some easy to see small details in there. That's just painted on. Um, that works, but then I was like, oh wait, I'm gonna have to paint this. That'd catch the paint. So I tore those off, and I'm gonna have to start over again. What I did was I wrapped this around. Well, I used a caliber. Now it's broken, so or like the battery's dead in it, and it doesn't turn on and off. But I can still use the sliding motion on it. Get the right width of the tracks, so I can feed it through there, and then see the length after I strip that length. Gradually cut it down. I did do a little too much off of it, but so I had to glue this little part here on. But yeah, that's the right length. And now I am working on the horns. I guess is what that's called. Guide horns or teeth. My finger would get out of the way. There. And yes, I'm using my own phone, not my grandfather's iPhone today, because that phone's kind of got a memory thing, and on this, uh, I have it facing me so I can see what's going on, and I can probably, I don't know if I can see comments or not. I don't think we have any viewers, so yeah, I haven't told anyone I was doing a live stream, so I didn't put any notice up. But this is something I'm probably wanting to do every weekend at some point. Something else I want to do is make a Discord um, or type community thing for this community, which is like about 50 people. But like, if you're a fellow modeler, you can share model stuff. I'll have like a War Thunder thing if you want to do games, that type of thing. On that, I still haven't done that yet. I don't have access to my computer. But bigger news. The house I'm in is my grandmother's house right now. Um, we just bought a new house. It's a smaller house than what we have. Not a lot of space. I'm 17. It's out of county, and the school I'm going to has a special program where the district will pay for my pilot's license, basically, my private pilot license, and well, family moving to Indiana is a smaller inconvenience, and well, my grandmother lives in county, so instead of staying in the old house, which is in the same neighborhood as the school, but it's not the best neighborhood. Um, what I'm gonna end up doing is moving in with her. So I'm gonna be moving here. Videos will probably be more often. More stuff will be built. Um, because I don't do much building at home. Space I have at home, as it is big and convenient. The materials I have here are better than there. Now, something I do have is a giant cutting mat, bigger than the one I have here, which is about 15 inches wide. Um, Maybe a little bit, maybe 16, but that one is like a 31. And while I don't think I have the space for that, I do have some other stuff I can work with that. So, yeah. But yeah, on to the point of this, which is the stream, or not the stream, the in-depth review of my kits that I have so far that I'm going to be doing. Um, I know I've entered in group builds before, but some of these kits, and like not gonna do much like this one. News is I haven't done anything. I did go out and buy some Tamiya Extra Thin. I'm gonna be masking that up. What I decided to do is get the tracks done on the tank, get the landing gear done on that, get the landing gear done on the A4, move on to the finishing touches on the tank, like the tools, the antennas, that type of stuff, weathering on the tank, and then touch up, do decals on both planes. Then something I've started on, I haven't really done much building on, is the Edward P39 Profi Pack Air Cobra. I've seen some people doing videos on these. Not very many of them exactly the same kit I have. Like this one does not come with what is it? The colored photo etch. And it's not all Russian either. Like I've seen some of them. It has. You have to paint your own photo etch on this, but yeah, it has film as well, which I don't know how to use the film. Like it has the film for the instrument panel. But I think this one was the most expensive one I got from the model show this spring. I think it was at about $20. So here I have some aftermarket decals that came with it. Probably why it was $20. I don't know if I said this or not, but some guy saw that I was buying this and was like, I have that thing's bigger brother, the I'm trying to think of what that one is. This is the P63 King Cobra. It's like a vintage kit. He was gonna sell it for me for like $5. I'm like, that'd be a fun build. Deals off. Because I was going to build the kit. And well, vintage kits aren't supposed to be built. That annoys me when people do that stuff. But yeah, I'm into the next build thing I'm probably going to be doing. I'm debating on what I'm going to start up after I finish up the P40 here, which is almost done. Just got to get landing gear and decals on that and a little bit of weathering. I won this in a raffle that my model club had. We have a lot of raffles on a Thursday night, just random night. It's a 140 Tamiya's 148 scale, a Mitsubishi Zero Fighter Hamp. There's a group build currently going on. It's like at sea group build. I think I'm trying to remember who did. Is that UK Scale Modeling? I think that's UK Scale Modeling who's doing it. And I'm like, you know what, Zero would be a good thing. I haven't really done anything. I don't even think I've done anything Japanese. I mean, the M24, but that's American, and that I use American markings on that thing. But yeah, I don't think I've done anything Japanese. But I got the Zero here. And the nice thing about it is it says like some tips on like how to upgrade it, like draw out the holes in the seat, use some masking tape for the seat belts, stretch out some sprue for the push rods and that type of thing, how to do brake lines, that type. And it comes with a petty officer, a mechanic, another mechanic, and a pilot. I'm probably going to do it in the Tanian fighter group first, Buna East New Guinea, which is this one here. I believe that's the one that uses the blue part of the decal. Mainly because it's just one solid color, it's gray. It's the color I associate with Japanese aircraft and Zeros. But yeah. Yeah, a lot of the kits you're going to see here are either one or you've probably seen them before from like group competitions. That type of thing. Okay, what is it? Okay, I gotta dig all the way down here. Now this next thing is the thing I have a big project planned for. This one might actually get entered in if I have enough time to do it. I don't know. And I do have a few problems here with this kit. So before I start off, this kit was given to me by a member of the model club I'm part of. When his basement was flooded, he likes giving models to some of the younger viewers, or not viewers, but members, especially when disaster strikes them. But yeah, he gave somebody else like a Dragon kit, a Panzer, because he's into tanks. I'm into planes. I'm getting a pilot's license. And so I have the Mini Art, or Accurate Miniatures SBD, Slow But Deadly, Part 1 and 2. Problem is these are the decal instructions, and I have this problem with the water damage, and I can't get them apart. If somebody has like instructions for that, yeah, I'm not gonna open up the bag because it's kind of, you know. But the thing is, it has two different like push rod type things, like with antennas. Two different sprues for that, and two different fuselage halves. But not really, and like two different machine guns. But other than that, it basically builds up one kit. So what I was going to do was take what I have from this, and before I glue the wings onto the first kit, take some of that styrene stuff I was showing you, draw out the airfoil, and then make sections of the wing spars, okay, or not spars, but ribs, and do some spars, and make the cockpit floor, like with the access panels like open and stuff, and make it like it's abandoned. I think that would be a cool project for me to do. Don't I don't know how I'm going to go about it, though, or when. That's one of the things I have that's planned for the next near future. What else do I got here? This is one I think I had shown you guys really early on. I don't know if we actually got uploaded to YouTube or not. I had time. Something I've been trying to upload all weekend is the what is it? The Bowmanfield Heritage Festival. Last year this guy didn't show up. There was this guy there who was a vendor. I should tell you what it is first. Bowmanfield Heritage Festival is a aviation event held at Bowman Field here in Louisville, Kentucky. My family has a connection to it. My family actually opened it back in like 19, I want to say 29 or 30, because he was fascinated in World War I aviation, and him and some other guy, one of his business partners, decides, yeah, let's open up an aerodrome. So they do that, and when they do that, when World War II breaks out, they kind of have to sell it, or not really sell it, but like give it to the military, because, well, patriotism. Let's go and help out the cause to fight the Axis might. Well, it was then used to train bomber pilots, or like nurses who flew on bombers. And my great grandmother, she worked as an aircraft spotter out there during World War II, as she says. I don't know how much of it is, but it's a event to celebrate this, and we have all these different aircraft that show up. Local aircraft come in. We have some warbirds who come in. Like we typically get a B-25 show up, or a Ford Tri-Motor, or a DC-3. I think this year we had Flagship America and the Ford Tri-Motor that was supposed to show up, but I think the DC-3 didn't show up. I don't remember, but we had a PV-2 Harpoon, a P-51. Somebody out here has a Tucano. My group has a Cessna 150, and we're working on a Vans RV-12. I should get you guys a video of like us working on it. And we also have our partner with a guy named Keith Altman. He has a RV-12. We're building the IS version. He has the standard version. But the year I got this, I went down there and we only had like rib spars, like test pieces. And we really weren't associated with Fight Club 502 very much. Just we used the same hangar as them. But within the past year, we've merged. But the guy there, he had the what was the kit I made? I think it was the A7 Crusader. Well, I also got the Eurofighter from there. First British jet I'd have done. I think I got the Spitfire. No, it's not the first British jet. I have a Harrier over here in British markings. It might be broken up, and it's an early Airfix kit. I didn't like it because it just had a pilot seat in it, and that's the cockpit. But the exterior actually turned out quite nice until like I brought it to school in it. I was using it as a recruitment thing for my school's aviation program. But yeah, this is a ECI kit, right? ESCI, my bad. I believe they were bought out by Italeri. I'm not too sure. It's simple. It has it was the first time I saw actually seatbelts as decals. And I don't know why I haven't gotten out of building. This looks like a really nice kit. Like it looks like it'll have a great fit. There are some ejector pin marks, but other than like the ejector pin marks on the inside, there's a sync mark or two somewhere. Yeah, there's like one here. But other than that, it looks quite nice. The decals for the cockpit are all in black and white, though. So, and it has an amazing amount of ornaments. It has missiles, has sparrows, and sign lighters, it looks like, and several different types of bombs, and it looks like it has markings for Britain, Italy, Belgium, and or not Belgium. What's I don't know what red and yellow and red is in Germany. Well, this is the one that they used as a tour to go and sell. So that will be a fun kit. I plan on doing that like in after I get these two projects down. In the same raffle, I got the what was it? The Zero In. I got a few more kits from that aren't in line. This is the Hobby Boss Easy Assembly Authentic Kit Hurricane Mark II. On the box it says model brief, like length is 134.61 millimeters. Oh, they're all in millimeters. 23 pieces. Really? 23? This is one I might just steal like a 72nd scale kit, like pilot from, and stick it in. Yeah, just toss that. But I do have to say, this does look like a nice, like, easy, small, I want to do a quick build thing. I might do this in one of, just build it in within the span of one live streaming, maybe, eventually in the future. But, yeah, it's a Hurricane. You just put the wings together, put the landing gear together, put the prop on, put the cowlings, whatever is on, put canopy on, paint it. Decals. Basic decals, you get markings for how many different Hurricanes here. I think it's 2. Yeah, you get 3rd Squadron, 1942, and 87th Squadron, 1942. Yeah, both 1942. Looks like one of them is supposed to be like a night fighter version. One of them is supposed to be more of a daytime Battle of Britain style. It's the one with the 20 millimeters. I don't think that one actually started Battle of Britain. I don't know. Not that big of British Air Force knowledge. I live here in America. So I tend to focus more on the American side of things. A bit more. I want to say I'm a bit more biased towards America. I also have some German in me, so I do some German stuff. I know a lot of German stuff, actually. But not much British. Yeah, something else I got from the event, from the same guy who turned me down for that, turned me down for the P-39. He was willing to sell me a combo kit of ICM, Korean War kit from 1950-1953, North Korean Air Force. And I like how they spell the Air Force with an S on the box. It's kit 72032. It's a TU2 with Chinese markings and a Yak 9 with North Korean markings. There is, when I took it out of the bag, the TU2 out of the bag, there was some sort of like residue on it that's sticky. So this is probably going to be the first kit I'm going to have to actually soak in like dish soap. And it does look like it's a pretty mediocre kit, but I'll do my best on this. I'm sure somewhere out there I can find like aftermarket stuff for it. I'll try filling this up with eventually. This will be further down the line. Here in the next few, I'm gonna have to start throttling down on my model building because school is starting to catch up with me. Here in the next few months, I'm gonna be here right now. I'm starting to study for my ground test for aviation, and our instructor has us doing all of our practice tests, and he has advised me to get the ASA 2019 test prep, which I've done already. I've started working in that. I'm hoping within the next few months I'll get to start flying, like I'll pass the ground test, actually get to take it, and then I'll move on from there. Start flying, which will take up a good portion of my time, and then between ROTC, as I'm supply officer in ROTC, and What else is there? And then over the summer, I've been hired on. I haven't been hired on yet. Shouldn't say that, but I'm hoping to get hired on as a counselor for the summer. I tried it last year. Application didn't go through. This year, it has. I've just done the phone interview. Hopefully, I get hired. I really want to be hired. But what else do we got? Yeah, I'll go here. This is the one I also won in the same raffle as the Hurricane. Is Edwards 148 scale BF109 E7 Tropical. Now, if you guys, I don't know if I've done anything. I might have done something on the channel. I've been building the Airfix one. Oh man, it's been forever. I've been working on the thing forever. I don't know if it's ever gonna get done because of the move. A lot of the stuff I'm working on will come over here. I'm planning on just moving my model stuff to here. Because I won't be having space in there. We have a giant industrial workshop. But yeah, it comes with two different markings. One from 2/JG27 Ain El Ghazala Airfield, Libya, 1941. And the other one was flown by Obel Karl Wolfgang Redlich, the commanding officer of 1/JG27 Ain El Ghazala, Libya, July 1941. So one's a yellow nose and and then the other one's the one you see on the box. Yeah, actually you see both of them on the box. And then it's a weekend edition, so no photo etch. But we do have a lot of parts. Yeah. I'll have to go here for a second. I'll be back. I have to hate robocalls. See, I'm one of the few people who still has a home phone. Yeah, so where was I? Oh, yeah. This is one of the... Is it ringing again? This is one of those few planes I've seen on the market that comes with an engine. Like, inline engine. Because I know the P-40 has one. I've had problems with the P-40. The last video I... Yeah, robocalls. But yeah, you get a... It has nice detail on it. Even though it's not a... one that's chock full of like aftermarket parts. And I do like the color instructions on the back. But one thing that this kit comes with is, it surprised me since it was a weekend edition, it comes with the Super Fabric belts. Now, I don't know how the Super Fabric belts work. My grandfather, who made the MiG 1972nd scale weekend edition, it came with Super Fabric belts. And he liked them. Now, that was his last completed build. His last incompleted build was the Airfix Sabre, flown by John Glenn, who later died that year. But yeah, we have that. I still have more. I have a lot more. I have some things not here, at my house that have not been touched yet. I got them from Oshkosh this year, which I'll also be doing a segment here on that too. Reach. Yeah, I kind of knocked everything over earlier today. Something else. This was when I went to my local hobby shop. I don't do much online buying. I've done some online buying. Like I got my Iwata online. Uh, but this kit here, this came from my local shop. And since I've been in the shop, I was in the shop since before since when I was just starting into the hobby. The BF-108 Typhoon. This is what I'm gonna have to build with like extreme care. I've already, yeah, I started it a little bit while back, but haven't done much for. It's just like the other one, the P39. It's got a non-colored photo etch thing, which they've come out with a newer version that has colored photo etch. And this is another one that has an inline engine. Fancy that. Uh, but if you can see here, the railing in the back got a little leaned back. I pushed on it a little too much, and I don't think it's the right interior color, but I don't care. And instead of film, it has a piece of paper instead for the instrument dials. So I was wondering if white glue would work on that. I'm not too sure. Then this one comes with an insane amount of markings. It comes with markings for, let's see here. One, two, three, four. I think 4 different Messerschmitts. Yeah, it has one BF-109 or 108 B2 Pilot W Zungner 4 JV51. Then you have the BF-108 B1 German Embassy in London 1939, which is a really weird one because it was served in London. You don't see that very often. Then we have a BF-108B2 Royal Hungarian Air Force, Austria, April 1945. Again, a weirder. I wouldn't say weirder, but it's a little bit out of the ordinary. And the one I'm probably going to be doing will be the KY one, which is the JV or JG57. But we have the 4th Air Force Fighter Group, Quarantine. I'm not even going to try pronouncing that. That's Russian, and it has German markings, which is weird. I don't speak Russian or German, if you can figure that out. But yeah, sorry if you can hear that bing. I just recently turned the sound on my phone on because, well, people have been trying to get a hold of me. And, well, I keep my phone off because I'm not supposed to have my phone in school. And I have to contact people directly after school. So, yeah. So that's that kit. This kit, sometimes you get lucky finds at half-price books. Do I have to say? Half-price books, not the first place you'd expect to find a model, let alone a big model. The company here sucks. It's a Lindbergh kit. I know it's an old company, and, well, it's expected that they're not the best since they're older. But, I've built older kits, and I built some old kits, and this one sucks. It has like a total of like 12 parts. This is one. It's a G4M2 bomber, another Japanese thing. So I don't do much in Japan, so. But yeah, it's a. I believe it's called the Betty. and the instructions are CAD, and I mean that shows all of your parts here. I mean the engines are flat. They're like the seat. They've molded in one seat, which is the thing, and the pilot doesn't even. Oh no, they have more than one seat. Okay, yeah, it has. The cockpit comprises of one, two, three pieces, unless you count the pilots, which is no 4 pieces plus three. Okay, yeah, I don't do math, and I'm being a pilot, so you know. So yeah, and it's just a big box full of empty space, and the decals are old and yellowed. So call me a whiner or a complainer, but you know, it's a sucky kit. This pile is getting big. Next kit in the line. Next kit in the line, won it in the raffle at the model competition. You might have seen it or not. I'm not too sure. MiG 29 Fulcrum by Revell. Nice looking kit. It's a Revell kit, so you're gonna get injector pin marks, especially on the older ones. And I have taken the 2 fuselage halves apart, and man, it's just beautiful. I like the MiG. I like the modern Russian aircraft. They are much better, I feel, than the F-35, F-22s of today. But that's my opinion. And, well, military doesn't listen to my opinion. If you want to see weird air forces, look at the Venezuelan. They fly the F-16, MiG-29, and Su-30. Weirder. They know who to buy from. But yeah, this is the fuselage half, and I love it. I love the Russian aircraft. The Russians are. It's amazing. I've only done one Russian aircraft at all, which is the MiG-23, I think. No, not MiG-23. I think MiG-23 is the Foxbat? No. Okay, I'm not very familiar with my Russian aircraft. Some of them are like. Some of these are older kits. Kits I've had on me for a while. I think I'm just gonna give them away to like end the next big raffle my club's having. But at least this one. Okay, come on. I can't quite reach it. Oh. I got this one for Christmas in 5th grade. Because for Halloween that year, I went dressed as Orville. At least that's what I told the school. I wanted to be the Red Baron, Manfred von Richthofen, but I couldn't find a book in the library about him. Well, guess what my library did have on hand was a book on the Wright brothers. I knew a lot about the Wright brothers by then. I did not need the book. I knew what the book was going to say, so I just fudged my way through it. Luckily, everything I said was true about the book. I did win that year, the whatever constant contest it was. Although it was really bad because I had like it didn't even look like World War I and a like helmet. What you get inside is a how to diorama thing by Joe Porter. I don't know him, but you know. Actually, it's a really nice one if you want to shell out the money for, like, you know, whatever putty stuff that they use. I find that styrofoam. I haven't done a diorama, but I've been meaning to get around to doing dioramas. But yeah, this is. Nothing's in the bag, though, which is the thing I don't know if they're going to like about me raffling it off or not. I might have to put it in, like, Ziploc bags. I don't know. I got another phone call. let's see, that was 2 robocalls within the past 40 minutes. I'm telling you, these robocall things are getting out of hand. Let's see. That's that one. I got one more. Oh, I haven't opened this box. I built one of the kits in this box. This is one of my multi-kit combos that I got a while back. And now that I have better tools and better experience, I might actually do this, like reset this build. So I had started on it, but my problem with it was I think I lacked the experience and I didn't have tools or the resources for it. This is the Squadron Limited Edition, which some people would argue with me pulling a limited edition kit. A37B Dragonfly, which I felt like I could have converted. I could convert this one into a trainer version, but I don't have the markings for a trainer version. And well, let's just say my attempt at a cockpit was very, very, very messed up. This is all resin right here, and I couldn't get it to fit. And once I hit it with the wash, it was the first wash I ever did, it really messed up. So luckily I didn't use the cockpit on the first one I did. So I have this whole baggie here of little resin parts that are still usable. And then I have markings for 3 different ones. I have one for, if I can open up. Okay, so I have one for, oh, who is it? Let me get to that page. So scheme A is for USAF A37B SN696350 of the 8th Special Operations Squadron, pilot John Lamb, Bien Hoa Air Base, Vietnam, 1971. So that's from this aircraft was made in 1961. The way you can tell is on a tail number of a military aircraft. Look at the first numbers. Which if it's a 6-9, like it's 9-6. Wait, hold on, whoa. Why is it 9-6? Well, when it says here it's 6-9, whatever. Then we have USAF OA 37B Pennsylvania Air National Guard SN 73 1094 of the 103rd Fighter Squadron, 1987. Yeah, no. The guy who told me that seems that it's, oh, that's Air National Guard, not Air Force. And this one is this one's the weirder one I was thinking about going for. Was Fuerza Aérea Dominicana, or the Dominican Republic Air Force, I believe is what it is. OA37B CN 43265 SN 3701 of the Escuadrón de Combate San Isidro Air Base 2000. So yeah, that's the stash that's over here. Something else I wanted to do was let me go into Oshkosh then. So Oshkosh was a big event. If you're not into aviation, I'll explain it to you. Oshkosh is a event that's held yearly by the EAA, or Experimental Aircraft Association, which I am technically a member, but not of my chapter. Um, which if I could find the card, I'm a student member because I'm still in high school. Which that expires in 2020 because I'm going to be out of high school, hopefully. I should be out of high school then, but what happens is all these aviation people come together, and there's this big air show, big aviation meet, flying. It's in Oshkosh, Wisconsin, at their local airport, which is now massive because it's the EAA headquarters of this air show. Um, you get warbirds coming in, you get civilian aircraft, you get cargo aircraft. It's just aircraft everywhere, unmanned aircraft, military, modern, and like World War I, World War II, uh, Vietnam, Korea, anything you name it. Uh, heck, there's even some tanks there, which I'll also get into. They want so how I got to go was I was going to go this year. I tried talking people into letting me go, but I wasn't going to go. And then all of a sudden, I go to RV12, something I was talking about earlier in the stream, and the guy who runs it, Keith Altman, goes, "The EAA chapter wants me to invite two kids to go because we were hoping we'd get the plane done by then, but we didn't. We were gonna fly it up there and demonstrate it. Well, he picked me and another kid, and two kids turned into three kids, and a mentor, and we all drove down there. Well, Flight Club 502 took some kids, and they got to fly. And the day we were there, the first day, we did some walking around, seeing what was what. We checked out the experimental aircraft section, which is what we're building is experimental aircraft, and we were invited to Van's aircraft, uh, like announcement thing about the RV-12IS because while we've been building the RV-12IS, they they did the 1 week challenge, the 1 week wonder, where they built an airplane within a week. And it was the RV-12IS. It was like an unveiling type thing, I guess is what you'd call it. And it was the unveiling of the T model for the training. But we went to that dinner, and then we went back to the hotel. Second day, we got to go to the Warbirds. And when I was there on that second day, they have this little like military outpost that they set up, and it's like a military base for like the U.S. Air Force, and what it might have been like in World War II or Vietnam or Korea or whatever war, because they have different displays set up. And there was a guy in there while I was walking through. Well, there was a bunch of models. He had a PF-110 148 scale that had all this aftermarket that was within my budget. Well, I wanted to get it, and I was unsure about it, so I went back the next day. I wasn't there. But something else I've been wanting to build is the Focke-Wulf 189, or the OWL, I believe is what I've been told it is. It's a observation recon aircraft, light fighter, twin engine aircraft, big blast dome. Not the ICM kit, so it's older, and let's just say it's got fit. Looks like it's gonna have some fit problems. It did, however, come with resin and photo etch. Um, you will see that kit a little bit later on. But yeah, that day we also watched the air show. Third day we watched the air show. It rained that third day. I believe it was the third day. We were invited to the Airbus like tower, and we went up there not for the air show but for the night show. And let's just say the night show that day. Yeah, that was Wednesday. It started storming, and they had to cancel the show, or they moved the show, they rescheduled. But the B1 still had to take off, and that was the thing we wanted to see was the B1. But we really didn't want to get rained on, so we went out to the shuttle stop, and we heard this roar of the engines. It was deafening. So we turn around and run out so we have a view of the runway, and there it goes. It's this black triangle, not really triangle, but like I guess it sort of looked like a triangle because it was taking off and like, but it was dark. It kind of blended in. All you could really see on it was the two exhausts, the purple glows of it just going full afterburner. It was just beautiful, and we traced it through the sky until we just couldn't see it anymore because of how high it went. Went from IFR to VFR like boom. But well, at least for us, the second the shuttle got there, it started pouring. So good timing on our part. Yeah, the following Thursday, they did the night show, nice fireworks. We got we went back and what else happened? Oh, yeah, I got a F-22 model last day from Revell, 1/72nd scale. But yeah. Well, it's been about an hour. I got some cleaning up to do now. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Hey, maybe next year we can hit 100. Nah, probably unlikely since it took me like 3 years to get 50. But you know, yeah, as always, model on.